This is my compressor. Just a few weeks ago it was internally leaking a bit, so it couldn't maintain pressure, so every half an hour or something the thing got back on and the pressure leaked away. It turned out it was leaking through the pressure conduits right here and over here. So I tightened these and most of the leaking was gone, but some leaking was going on in the pressure switch, which I destroyed while deattaching it, so the button is now not working anymore. And in fact, you can see, I'll dismantle it later, there is a rubber membrane right here and that was leaking, so I loosened these this switch segment and I to stop the leaking, but in the process I ruined the switching mechanism, which is a little springy thing over there that switch over a lever and then stops the pressure. But the thing, it's not reliable anymore, so, and it's a safety device, so I bought another one and we'll get this one off. I bought this new one from AliExpress. It was I think 8-9 euros. Looks pretty much the same, and this is still complete, so I'm going to dismount this one and mount that one on. Loosened up the feeding line and the pump depressurized line. That's this line. The pressure switch has mainly got two functions. It is to stop the pump from running and to depressurize the pump, which it does via this line. In here there's a check valve that makes sure the pressure of the barrel doesn't go back into the pump, and via this line this section is depressurized when the pump is switched off, so it will get a smooth startup when the vessel needs more air. Okay, in order, I'll first get off this line. And I'll set it over later to the new one. This is the new one. I'll open up the new one. Here you go. Oops. It looks pretty similar. Just this one doesn't have a... fuck. New one doesn't have the outlets for the pressure gauge or the emergency valve, because if the pressure gets too high it releases through this valve. It releases at I think it's on there 8.8 bars. Yeah, and it releases. I thought about it and I think I'll because they are pretty similar, I think I'll replace the bottom thing here by the bottom thing here. I'll get some tools and switch the thing on the bottom. So there we go. This is the part I cleaned first time, and this is the part that got off, and then this spring flipped out. Can't seem to get it out now, but what happens is that this lever goes up and it switches this one, it makes a turn and switches this one down, and it then disconnects all the, just disconnects. Oh. Okay, I think I'll dismantle this one first and see how this membrane is, if I can use it on this one, and see if this everything lines up. Ah, there it goes. Just needed a little, tiny little pop. Yeah, there it goes. Ah, this is looking much better. This is all clean in one place, one piece. And we'll eyeball the pin over there. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. I'll get this one. Remove this flange and I'll put it on. There we go. Okay. This reduced valve, I'll repair that in a later stage. See if I can repair it or just get another one, but seems fun to repair it. Okay, get the wires. The wires aren't in the best condition. I think I had seen some rough times. I think the compressor might have been a bit hot. They're all damaged, so the best thing to do would be to replace the entire cable, but I'm not really into that, so I'll see if I got some length left, so I can just shorten the cable. Yeah, there's some length to spare. I'll cut the cables and clamp some new, it isn't the best cable there is on the planet. This is already, maybe you can see, this is all crumbly up. I'm not sure. Can you see? This cable is already crumbling. I don't know what kind of cheap cable this is, but I think I'll get deeper into the compressor and replace the complete cable. The pump is mounted with these screws and these screws, so no covers you can get off, so I'll completely get the motor off and we'll see. Woohoo! Well, that's there you have it. Okay, we got it. Inlet, valve in, valve out, outlet, not really much to it. Okay, the more I look at this, how it's set up, the more I think, well, the cable, it ain't too bad. It's not serviceable at all. You have to get the wires all mounted all inside the motor. As you can see here, they've made the connections to the condensator, so it can run on a single phase. I'm not going to change the cable. I'm going to put it back together, and as horrible as these cables look, well, they'll have to do. And on the other hand, this thing is in my house, and I don't want anything to happen with my house, so I'll take it apart and see how we can replace the cable. Makes me think of a thing my brother always says: there are no small jobs. They are just not. There it is. This is just completely falling apart. Now, I'm glad I've decided to change the cable. This is the worst cable I've ever seen. Never seen anything like this. It's completely falling apart. Garbage. Let me see if there are any markings on the cable. Zhejiang. Well, Zhejiang. Zhejiang. Yongyang. You don't make that good at cables. Okay, let's see if we can cut these tiny ropes and see if we can get the connectors out of it. If we have to completely get the back side of the compressor off. I think we'll have to get the whole back side of the compressor off. We'll see how we get it together again later, if we will get it together. Okay. Okay. That shouldn't be a problem. They just whoops. Wow. Okay, nice. Nice. I can do that. All right. I'll get some cable to replace the old cable. First get the neutral, and then I'll get the phase. Yeah. See if it's solder or it's some weldy thing. I don't know. We'll see. I think they didn't solder this, they welded this. How did they do that? Well, it doesn't matter, because I can't do that, so I'll just solder it. I'm not that scared that when I solder it, it will melt. I got some experience with dirty leads. And one of the things that will get it soldered pretty sure is some S39. I'll first twine it. And I'll just clamp this over here. Just a tiny drop of S39. It's fine. That will last for a few years more. Okay, I think I'll cut this one off and just add the face lead to the whole twine and then solder it. Okay, just add this lead to the bunch. Got some S39 on there, and just solder the whole package together. I know you shouldn't, but it's the only way I can be sure it will get some solder sticking to it. You can see all the S39 boiling off, so I think that's a good sign. I've done this many times, never had any problems with corroding leads. Okay, there we go. Well, we could put some more heat in it. Boil off the S39. That looks as if it's solder after all now. Thing that I thought was no, it's not solder. So that'll hold. This will hold. I'll get where did I put here? This over it again. There we go. And watch. How far shall I get this on? Just a little further. Okay. How did this one in? I like that. Nice. Alright, just a little turning and twiddling. Okay, there it is. Well, let me see. How shall I get these wires back? Should I just put some tape on it? Could do that. Just get all these loose, crappy wires out. Or I could just get a tie wrap around it, and then it's fine. What's this? Ooh. Where did this come from? did this? Oh, that's, oh, it should be on the, this. Oh, let's see if we can get that bearing support back. There you go. All set, ready to go. Okay, I'll get the motor back on the tank. Okay, motor is back on the compressor, and now we have to connect the wires to the new pressure switch. Okay, well, and now let's get the motor wire in. Okay, well, that's it. All connected, ready to switch. I'll mount it on top, and I'll connect the pump release valve, and I think we're ready to give it a test run. It's mounted on top, and I think we're ready for a test run. So I'll plug it in and see what it does. Is that Chintzy or what? But it works. It's fixed. I can hear some leaking. I'll fix the leaking, but the compressor is fixed for now. Okay, thanks.